and then God is going to have pity on them, and then they're going to mourn. Who are they mourning over? It seems to switch from, first it implies people mourning because there's a lot of death, but then it switches to the singular, and it's saying they're going to mourn over him.
Who got stabbed?
Right, somebody who got stabbed, somebody who got dakaru, asher dakaru, somebody who got slain and stabbed.
Can't this just be when in Isaiah it switches between the
Yeah, right. So you can read this as it's just talking
okay?
about a group of people in the singular.
Crazy.
Right? Like all of them, they're mourning
I don't know what to
over
say about
that
that.
body of people that was killed, for sure. Good, but the Talmud doesn't necessarily. This is what the Talmud is going to now discuss. So going back to the Talmud, it says, okay, this hesped, this eulogy, who is it for? Who are they crying for? So Zechariah says the people are crying over somebody or something or whatever that was slain.
Who am I crying for?
So Rabbi Dosa and the other rabbis are having a debate.
Crying.
They dispute this idea, who this is talking about. Chad Amar, one says, Al Mashiach ben Yosef shene'erag. Rabbi Dosa is saying it's about Mashiach ben Yosef who is killed. So now this is the first time we actually see Mashiach ben Yosef. This is the source of Mashiach ben Yosef. Rabbi Dosa is saying this person in Zechariah is Mashiach ben Yosef. And the Rabbanan, the other rabbis, the rabbinic majority say no. Al Yetzer Hara shene'erag. It's talking about the evil inclination that will be destroyed. Evil will be destroyed. Good. That's what the Gemara is going to ask. Why would they mourn if evil is destroyed? They should be happy, right? The rabbis are asking your question. They're saying, Bishlema leman de'amar al Mashiach ben Yosef shene'erag. Okay, so somebody who's saying that it's about Mashiach ben Yosef makes sense. It's about a person because it says, Ki dichtiv ve'ibitu alai et asher dakaru v'safdu alav. Because the verse seems to be talking about somebody in the singular. Makes perfect sense. They killed somebody. They're mourning over this guy that was killed. And that's Mashiach ben Yosef. But for those who say, but for those who say that it was the Yetzer Hara, what does that have to do with anything? Why would they be sad? They should be simcha ba'ele. They should be happy. There should be simcha that evil is destroyed. Amai bachu, why are they crying? So what does it say? Kida daresh Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda explains it. Le'atid lavo, in the future, mavio HaKadosh Baruch Hu le'yetzer hara v'shochato b'fnei tzadikim u'b'fnei rashaim. When God will slay the evil inclination, the embodiment of evil, and we'll see later the Midrash will identify this, of course, as Satan, basically. God will destroy the Satan and all of his minions, the Sitra Achra. God will destroy the Yetzer Hara.
So the sinners are going to be the ones crying.
So let's see. Tzadikim nidme lahem kehar gavoa. For the righteous, this will look like God is bringing down a great mountain. Ureshaim nidme lahem kechut ha'se'ara. And for the wicked, it will appear like a little string that got cut, like a tiny little string. Halalu bochin vehalalu bochin. And everybody's going to be crying. Why is everybody crying? Tzadikim bochin ve'omrin. The righteous will cry and say, Ha'ech yacholnu lichbosh har gavoa kazeh. How is it that we were able to overcome so much evil and stay righteous? So the righteous are going to cry like, wow, how did we do this? Evil was so powerful and we were able to overcome it. And the sinners, Rashaim bochin, the sinners will cry and say, Ha'ech lo yacholnu lichbosh et chut ha'se'ara hazeh. How were we not able to conquer this little string? Right? It was something, evil was so easy to subdue. It was like a little tiny string, and we succumbed to it. So the wicked are crying because they realize how they could have overcome evil and they didn't. The righteous are crying because they're saying, wow, evil was so powerful and somehow we were able to do it. And so everybody's crying. Very beautiful. Okay. V'akadosh baruch hu tamei imahem. And God is also with them, will be amazed. Shene'emar ko amar Hashem tzvaot, and it brings a verse to prove it, also from Zechariah in a different place in chapter 8. Ko amar Hashem tzvaot ki ipale be'einei she'arit ha'am hazeh be'yamim ha'em gam be'einai ipale. That there will be something wondrous in the eyes of all the people, and even in my eyes, God is saying. It'll be something wondrous even in my eyes. That's the proof verse from Zechariah himself. So that's how the Gemara explains your question. Now, going back to that debate, we're not done yet. We're not done this Gemara. So going back to the debate, Rabbi Dosa is saying it's about Mashiach ben Yosef. The rabbis are saying, no, it's about the evil inclination that's being killed. Now, before we even go any further, if we understand basic Talmudic principles, how are we supposed to actually understand this, even this one sentence? Rabbi Dosa's opinion versus the rabbinic majority, versus Rabbanan. What do we generally do when you're presented with two interpretations, one of an individual and one of a majority? Right. Generally speaking, we reject the individual for the majority. Not always, but generally speaking, we follow the majority, what the Rabbanan say. Rabbi Dosa is basically throwing his individual opinion. That's just his opinion. And then you have all the rabbis saying, no. It's not.